friends. Happy Monday. Welcome back to reading. I hope you had a great 4-day weekend. Today we're going to finish our story, Who Really Created Democracy by Amy Jane Leavitt. Our chapter today is titled Making Democracies. When we last left off, we were reading about Athens, and we found out that they had been ruled for over 50 years by tyrants. And remember, a tyrant is a mean or very cruel leader. And Athens ruled by the people. The ancient Athenians have had their share of trouble. For more than 50 years, they've been ruled by tyrants. But Cleisthenes is no tyrant. In fact, he wants a government run by the people. Cleisthenes' first action makes more free men citizens. Before this time, a man had to be born in the city to be a citizen. Now, those born in the countryside are citizens too. So friends, if you think about this as if you're an Athenian and you live really close to the city, you get to be a citizen and have a vote. But if you don't and you live out in the country, further away, then you aren't a citizen. Cleisthenes changed that. He said all those people could be citizens. I'm going to hop back into the story right here. Then Cleisthenes allowed all citizens to be members of the assembly. The assembly is the city's law-making body. I'm going to read that one more time because it's important. The assembly is the city's law-making body. Every citizen, rich and poor, gets a vote here. So now we can see that all the people, rich and poor, finally get a vote. Assembly meetings occur on a hill outside Athens every 10 days. Thousands come to listen to speakers debate laws, wars, and taxes. No laws are made in Athens unless they are approved by the assembly. Cleisthenes also forms a council of the 500 to run the daily business of the city. Citizens draw lots to serve on the council. Friends, to draw lots means like drawing tickets. Just like in class, when you would all put a ticket in and I would only call one number and that person was a winner. So if your ticket got drawn, you got to serve on the council. Being on the council gives citizens a chance to directly lead the government. Ideas for laws or taxes start in the council. Then the council brings ideas to the assembly for a vote. So anybody's ideas for different laws or taxes, those go to the council, and the council then brings those to the assembly, and all the people vote. It has taken years for this day to come, but finally, the people of Athens have what they fought for. They have a government ruled by the people. Now we have a democratic America. And now we move to America. And remember, these are our colonists who want to be free from King George. When we last left off, our colonists had won the war between Great Britain and America. And now they're free from Britain. But now they have to try and figure out how to make a democracy, a democratic America. A government ruled by the people is also becoming a reality in America. In May 1787, state leaders meet in Philadelphia to discuss a new plan for the country. The men use their knowledge of the past to guide their future. They discuss Solon, Cleisthenes, and the government of ancient Athens. So friends, remember, Athens developed their government first, before America. And now here we are, all these thousands of years later, and the colonists that are leading the states are using the pattern that the people in Athens made to develop a democracy to form their own democracy. All right, I'm going to hop back in right here. They discuss Solon, Cleisthenes, and the government of ancient Athens. They review the Magna Carta, a document that forced British kings to follow laws. The leaders debate many issues. After 4 long months, they finally come to an agreement. Their new government will share power between the national and state governments. That means state governments get to have their government, but they share government with the national government. So all the states together have their government, and then each state has their own individual governments. It will also divide power between judicial, executive, and legislative branches. We'll be talking more about these branches of governments later, friends. The leaders also decided to give people a voice in their government. Citizens won't vote for every law. They will vote for leaders who will make the laws. And friends, today we do that, even to this day. So each state has representatives. We have friends that go to the Congress, and we have friends that are elected to go to the Senate. And those are the people that represent us. So if you want to change something, you can get lots of votes. You can get yourself in the newspaper, just like we talked before, and you can go to those representatives and make sure that they vote the way you would like them to vote to represent you. I'm going to hop back into the story here again because this part's really important. The leaders also decide to give people a voice in their government. Citizens won't vote for every law. They will vote for leaders who will make the laws. If the people don't like how leaders act, they can vote them out. This is true. To this day, we vote for some of our leaders every 2 years and some every 4. But if you don't like what they're doing, you have a say in that, and you can vote those leaders out and in. Finally, the people have what they fought for. The United States is officially ruled by the people. All right, remember this is a race between Athenians and Americans. Women in ancient Athens were not considered citizens. They did not get to participate in the assembly. So unfortunately, all the information that we read about Athens and all that Cleisthenes did, men got to be involved in those votes, but women did not. A democracy wasn't the only kind of government the leaders discussed. Some people actually wanted George Washington to be king. So some people, when they were developing this democracy, really wanted George Washington to be king, but George Washington, our first president, said, no, that's not what we fought for. All right, the winner of the race, let's find out. Both players, the Athenians and the colonists, overcame many hurdles in the race for democracy. But it was the people of ancient Greece who were the winners. In 1507 BC, the people of Athens formed a government they called a democracy or people power. Today, we call their government a direct democracy. In direct democracies, citizens vote directly for laws. So remember how you were reading about how how long was it? I'm going to go back here and see. Every 10 days, friends. So assembly meetings occurred on the hill outside Athens every 10 days. So the men were voting about every 10 days. I'm going to hop back in over here again. Today we call their government a direct democracy. In direct democracy, citizens vote directly for laws. So every 10 days, all the citizens except for women were voting directly for the laws. The patriots in America created a government run by the people too. However, they weren't the first to do so. The Americans actually studied Athens' ancient democracy when they designed their government. Unlike the ancient Greeks, the Americans didn't allow citizens to vote for every law, but they did allow them to vote for representatives who could make laws for them. This type of government is called a representative democracy. So friends, in direct democracies, all the people vote directly for the laws. In representative democracies, You vote for a representative, and they make the laws for you. Many other nations have followed in the footsteps of the Greeks and Americans. Today, more than 100 nations have democratic governments. People in other countries are fighting for a say in their governments. If you look at it in that way, the race for democracy continues today.